live again.
Oh, there
we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dating Real Talk. I'm Kimmy Seltzer, and this is
Allison Melody.
And we are actually we have a big surprise. And by the way, this beginning part's going to be a little messy.
I'm holding a laptop in my hand.
It's kind of like dating, right? Like you can't totally perfect your date, and so
my arms are sore. Don't let this go on too long.
We are bringing you live this show because we are here at the Golden Bachelor mansion at my retreat. Oh my gosh, there's been a lot of build up. I've been posting about it, and now it's finally here, and I'm super excited to actually show you. I know there were some of you who wanted to come and couldn't come for various reasons, so we wanted to bring you here live so that you can get your dating questions answered. And so please, if you're watching us, definitely ask questions. We want to do a really kind of raw show today.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to review the Golden Bachelor and what happened last night with the two ladies, but we're also going to kind of combine the Real Talk Tuesdays that I've been doing, where if you have any dating questions, I want you to, ask them so we can answer them, because your question is probably somebody else's. So let's show you around. If you're here for the first time, again, this is Dating Real Talk. I'm the host of Charisma Quotient. This is my new live show. We go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m.
And
Pacific.
we usually have a tripod, by the way, but we wanted to show you around. So that's why this looks messy.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of cute. Okay. Anyway, so we want to show you around first, and just so that you get the vibe and also the energy that is being created here. Everyone is due to arrive tomorrow morning. Yes. So we are busy getting ready, and we just thought it would be a nice environment for the show. Okay, so let's go this way, right? Okay, we're walking. We're walking.
Wait, we
go this way.
Right?
Oh yeah, we're snaking around. We practice, but we're in Southern California, by the way, and I've been, using the Golden Bachelor as kind of almost a catapult into this whole theme of the later daters and dating later in life, because I love the franchise, because it really is showcasing what happens when people are dating after loss, dating later in life. Oh, and there's the kitchen. Yeah. And then, okay, so we got to show them the pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside.
Yeah. And so we'll be definitely having some fun out here. We're going to do different themes, some relaxation, some play, and we have a beautiful pool that you can see. Oh, it's so serene out here.
I know, it's so nice.
I don't know if you can get the full effect here.
There's some pillars in the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty gorgeous.
And so, yeah, we're kind of doing a mix of things. I believe that it takes balance, when creating attraction. And we're going to do a little bit of play, a little bit of flirting. We're going to go out on the town and flirt. Yeah. Okay, am I this way? Okay. I know, but I'm okay. We're going to get settled here.
Yes, we have a set for you.
We
wanted to show you around a little bit.
Yeah.
So you could come with us.
We are also doing a photo shoot, and all the women are getting glammed up with their hair and their makeup. All right, so we're going to set up the mic here.
Yeah, so thank you for bearing with us. We wanted to give you a little tour, and this is a gorgeous property. I'm so excited. Debbie and Kimmy found it for us, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. She's just plugging it in right now.
All right.
So if you're listening on Spotify, make sure and you go back and watch the YouTube, Kimmy Seltzer's YouTube channel, so you can get the full effect. We've got the roses in the back. Kimmy, who gets a rose at the Golden Bachelor retreat?
Everybody gets a rose. And I keep saying this is not about elimination. This is about transformation. And every day I'm going to be asking them, do you accept this rose? Yeah. And they all must say, I do.
I do.
But it is about so much more than just, flirting and having fun. Obviously, that's a big aspect. And we're dancing too. I don't know. We have the special friend, man, who comes in and we do all kinds of dancing.
Shout him out.
His name is Dennis Guzman. Hello. I hope you're there. He's amazing. I take his classes here in LA and I stole him to come to the retreat because he's so amazing. And one of the things that I notice is, especially if you're a high achiever and maybe you also are a little bit nervous and you're trying to get back out there, is that you might be a little in your head, right? Or you might be a little outcome based and you're thinking about what's next. And that might be stopping you from putting yourself out there. And so I do the dancing to help you all get in your body so that you get out of your head and really feel something. Because at the end of the day, you really need to be present and not worrying about what the future is and not worrying about attracting what you had, but worrying about what is. And that is such a big focus that we're going to talk about. But besides that, we're going deep. I mean, we're definitely going to, uncover some of the fears and hidden love shields that might be holding you back from love. And so again, being a dating strategist and a therapist and an image consultant, I just believe in this holistic approach in helping people. So that is what is happening this weekend. But we definitely wanted to talk about the episode.
The Golden Bachelor. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So what's funny is I don't think that they announced that I didn't understand that there was an episode this week. So I'm watching it as I'm getting ready to come to Temecula. And, it was like one of those episodes that almost felt like it was going to be filler, but then I was really into it, surprisingly. And
I'm really curious what came out of it for you.
Well, I liked seeing them one-on-one, which we've hardly got. I don't know why this mic is shaking. I want to stop it so it doesn't mess up our sound. Okay, let's fix that. I'm just trying to fix everything so we don't have to have anyone fix it in post. As a former editor, I know that is not our favorite thing to do. Okay, so I liked seeing them one-on-one. I was totally like, he's gonna pick Cindy last time. Yeah. And after seeing that, I'm like, oh, he had so much of a better date with Peg. What did you think?
Oh, okay. Wait, I do have thoughts about it. But what about Peg's date did you think worked or was better?
Okay. Well, it's not that the date itself was better, but his reactions to her and the date were better. That's what I personally witnessed. And I'm pretty sure they boned.
I thought that was the first thing that you were going to say.
I thought
it was such a better day because they had sex.
No. And I don't, that would be very uncomfortable. I don't know how you do that when you have 2 dates in a row. Like you sleep with both people, like what? But anyways, beside the fact, I thought he was giddy in the morning and he had this like energy about him that we haven't really seen where he was like, oh, she's my style. I forget his exact words, but he was like, she's my vibe, like this energy.
She's my gal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, I think she really opens up his playful side and we haven't seen that as much. He's been pretty stoic. He's not giving much. The most we ever saw was with the families and we didn't see a lot. They both asked him like, hey, are we good? Like, what are we looking for? He's like, we're good. And like deflect. Yeah. She's like, oh, where are we going? And he's like, how did you like the ride? And you're like, oh my God, like this man does not want to commit to anything. At least he's being real. At least he's not leading anyone on. But I did think he had more fun with Peg in this one. What were your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I think he's always had fun with Peg. Like, Peg is the fun one.
Like she is the fun one.
And he says that constantly. Like she brings out the fun in me. I really like the way she makes me feel. He says that a lot. I still maintain that there's this almost kind of chummy, friendly kind of affection they have for each other, like more like as like a friend zoney type of thing.
Let's be fun friends.
Yeah, and like high fiving and like it's not as
romantic,
warm and romantic and feeling based.
Okay.
I just thought it was interesting how they both, and again, this is editing, so we don't know what we don't know.
For sure.
But they both in the beginning were complaining about each other being so guarded, so it's like, well, I don't know about Mel, he hasn't let his guard down. And he's like, well, I'm really excited to have Peg let her guard down, so they were both, so she said something interesting too. She said she was thinking Mel was emotionally unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah.
and I just, okay, so to bring to the real world, I see this happen a lot where, people complain that they're maybe having a pattern of people who are emotionally unavailable, who they attract, but then in the end, they're not really emotionally available. So, and it's a hard question sometimes to ask yourself and really what that means. But they both admitted to being hurt, to having protection of their heart for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I felt like there was this trepidation still with them that
For
was
sure.
more chummy. And then, yeah, obviously, like, we don't know what happened in the room, but
I know what happened in the room. He had a shit-eating grin on his face. Did you see that? And then he's like, "Oh, why'd you go to bed so early?" Which is clearly being like trying to protect from the fact that like, oh, we had a late night, which is, I thought it was cute. I like that part actually.
Yeah, and she obviously had fun too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely consensual, and you saw that they both relaxed at the end. Okay, so then what did you think about Cindy?
So unfortunately, it was a bad date. I don't know who chose.
Cheers, by the way. We didn't cheers.
Oh my gosh, who are we if we haven't cheers tonight? I mean, cheers to you at home. I thought, unfortunately, I forgot to drink, that it was a poor date choice. I don't know if the producers did it or who did it.
The stingray.
The stingrays, because she was like into it, but I feel like she forced herself into it just to be like, hey, I'm cool. I can play. So can you. Let me bring you into this. So it's almost like a forced thing. And he was like, I'm not. He's like, I can tackle a guy to the ground. I don't need to touch those stingrays. Like, I'm thinking that's how Steve Irwin died. So I'm like with him. I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm an animal lover. I'm an animal activist, and I'm in touch with nature, but I don't know if I would do that. And so I understand that. I wish they had a date where they could have more quality time and getting to know each other, unfortunately. And then I feel like she was putting the pressure on. And I know this is also producers too, but she wants a ring, and she was very clear about that. And I think he was very clear that I don't think he's giving a ring to either of them. I think he wants to date somebody, and that's absolutely fair. I wouldn't put a ring on. If it was my decision, I wouldn't put a ring on it after this short amount of time either. I'd be like, great, I like you. Let's go get to know each other a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because, I mean, in the real world, that's healthy. So like, I mean, I'm not going to put a ring on it after 30 days, and so, but then again, he went on a show knowing that is something that
he
people
didn't.
Newsflash, Mel. Usually in these shows, it ends with a ring on one of the ladies' fingers.
But I've never seen an episode. Okay.
Yeah, maybe not. So Cindy, it was interesting. And yes, I saw like the whole stingray thing was kind of funny. And I thought it was kind of funny that he became this like little boy and she almost became his mom.
Yeah.
And that, so it lost a little bit of that romantic piece.
Yeah, I agree.
But then you hear him say how he appreciated how she eased into it with him, that she was very supportive. And so, he liked that.
Yeah.
I still maintain, even though she was hardballing him at the end, and I'm going to call it hardballing, she really wanted that answer. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel?
Yeah.
I still see this pull that he has towards her that's more affectionate, romantic, sexual, that feels more like a couple than it does with Peg. Well, and it's just more the energy I'm reading.
And the interesting thing is we got to see the morning after with Peg, but I don't think we saw it with her, right?
No,
Did I miss
not yet.
It? Okay.
No, not yet. But because they're doing 2 episodes now, so it's throwing me off. So maybe we're going to see that in the finale, because you're right. Like, we didn't see.
Yeah, and that might change things of our opinions and of their opinions also,
And I have a feeling the show is doing that on purpose. It's like making you think, oh, well, now he's not going to go with her.
So I do agree with you on that point. So if we're looking at it purely from the storytelling perspective, if America's like team Peg, like looking at that connection, and then they switch it and it becomes Cindy, that's like, oh my God, I'm shocked. So I could see it just being edited that way for us to be shocked for the storyline, because they do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So It'll be interesting to see how it ends up and who he will pick or not pick. Like, to your point, like he could pick neither.
No one.
Yeah.
I don't think he would do that to America, but I don't think he's going to put a ring on anyone. I could be wrong, but I don't think he is. And I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, I do too. Well, when I think about the 4 C's that I always talk about,
Mhm.
and again, there has to be something compelling about a person. There has to be chemistry, which usually is where these love shows kind of hover.
Yeah.
But we get to see more of a person in the 3rd C, which is compatibility. And then if all 3 are there, then it moves to the 4th, which is compromise.
Okay.
And I think that is where the true test is, especially if you are dating later in life. There's so many more compromises that you have to make.
Yeah.
And so like when he's trying to make a decision, he doesn't know about the 4 C's, but in the real world, it's really important to look at that because again, these shows almost like simulate that infatuation stage. It's the honeymoon stage. I mean, again, anyone can fall in love in these conditions.
Right. Everything's so romantic and perfect all of the time.
Going on vacation, that, getting dressed up, the adrenaline rush is there, the endorphins are kicking in.
Yes.
And that's what you feel when you feel in love. So I think it's really interesting. I was talking to somebody about this morning, that it's interesting to me that all the women just got so into Mel.
I have something to say about that.
Yeah. So okay. So go ahead.
I want to hear what your opinion. I was like, he's not giving a lot. I understand like the romantic, but like I would not fall in love with this man. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite food? Tell me about your craziest vacation story. We've heard nothing. And maybe it's the show's fault, but in general, like just putting me in some romantic situations and going, you're cute. We're having fun. Where is this going?
I missed you. Yeah.
That is not love. That's just people in situations that feel romantic. Oh, chime some champagne glasses and then we're in love. No. Like, how do you react in situations? We haven't seen anything like that. Obviously, they haven't had to be in any conflict, but we haven't learned anything about childhood favorite memories. Who was your best friend growing up? What is your favorite movie and why? Do you like a Netflix and chill or do you want to go out on the town? Like, we don't know any of these things. If they've had those conversations, maybe, but they haven't shown them. And so for me, it's like, I would not. These girls are like, I'm falling in love. And I'm like, are you? I would not be.
Yeah. I love that you brought this up because it's something that I'm going to be teaching here at the retreat. By the way, if you're just chiming in, we are here at the Golden Bachelor Mansion in Southern California. I am awaiting all my beautiful people to come tomorrow morning for a dating retreat. And I'm super excited about it. And we're doing a ton of different things. But one of the things we are talking about are conversations and the flow of conversations when on dates. And you're right. Like, they're not very exciting at all. And like, if that was real and we were just watching 2 people on a date in real life, I would say they crashed and burned.
Yeah.
There was not, to your point, there was nothing where that got emotional. And I find it really interesting that they're like, Mel is finding everyone guarded and all the women are finding Mel guarded. Because they're not sharing anything, really of substance, except for maybe some trauma stuff. So like with Debbie, there was some heavy things. And there's also some of the women went there. So the only emotion that we're seeing has to do with trauma.
Yeah.
And so then is that a trauma bonding thing? Yeah. Right. And I think that is a really important point when you are dating, because if you're just going by, how someone looks and the adventures, which it seems like that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then after the show, they're going to have a rude awakening, especially when it comes to the compatibility part and see how each other lives and what is the conversation after the show.
Yeah. Okay. I have some advice. If you're going on dates and you're like getting to know someone, have some icebreaker questions. Play a game. Never have I ever. That is such a good one. 2 truths and a lie. You have to say 2 things that are true and 1 thing that's a lie. The other person has to guess, and then you have to tell the stories between the truths and the lie. Like, that's how you get to know someone, their stories, who they are, the funny, interesting things about them. Like, just stop leading with, where is this going? You've been out 3 times, bitch.
Oh my
Like,
God.
stop. Stop it right now.
Yeah, well, I think this is where people start vetting each other so hard, and it gets so serious.
It's too serious.
Too soon, too
Line
fast.
up.
This is about pacing. It's about the different dating phases. And when you are in the courting phase, it should be fun. So I
Yeah.
love what you said, and I love the games. Gamify things. That's awesome. Storytelling. That's
Yeah.
another thing that we're going to be practicing
Here at the retreat.
Yeah, because the story is what makes people interesting, and it also elicits your own story. So when you tell a story about something, then it reminds me of a story about something that happened to me.
Yes,
And then the conversation is a lot more interesting versus, and this is what I see all the time on dates, how many kids do you have? Where were you born? What street do you live on?
Yeah.
What did you study at school? Like it's almost
So
like this
bored.
Q&A session that goes back and forth. And
so bored.
It's so boring. And so that's why I think it was really, I agree with you. A lot of people are talking about how boring this whole season is.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it.
Yeah. Well, he's not giving. He's not bringing it. I'm sorry. Like, he's fine. Love him or hate him. He's being honest. He's being who he is. I truly believe that. He's not leading anyone on, but he's not giving us anything that is so interesting and compelling that makes me even go, I want to know more. Like, it's so basic. So is it the editing, or is it he is still guarded and he's not willing to show us that? It may be that.
Yeah. I was just looking, we do have questions.
Great.
Can you read it from there?
Yes, I can.
Because I think this would be a good time to ask questions. I mean, the only other thing I will say about last night is that I think I'm not sure Mel is just ready, period. Like,
yeah,
I think going on the show, I don't know, he got maybe caught up in it. I just get the sense that he has a lot of anxiety about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you get that too?
Yeah. I think he is like not ready to commit at all. And that's okay. Like, I'm not saying he's wrong in that. I'm just saying it is what it is. And we're witnessing it.
Okay. Do you have a guess who Mel's going to pick?
Well, okay.
And any of you listen, like, I'd love to hear, if you are watching The Golden Bachelor, put in the comments who you think Mel's going to pick and why. I want to hear.
Yeah, I want to hear too. Okay. I still think Cindy, I think Cindy up until today. And then I was like, he's going to pick Peg, but then I still think it's now because they gave Peg such a good edit and they did have such a good time. I think they're going to try to shock America and he's going to pick Cindy.
Yes.
So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Is that from like an editing standpoint?
I mean, from like a producing standpoint.
Yes. I think so too. I still maintain, I think that, but also just watching him with Cindy, I think there's still a pull for Cindy. Either he picks Cindy or he doesn't pick either one. I think he chickens out.
Okay. Has anyone in the Bachelor history not picked someone?
Yes, but I don't know who.
Okay.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
but one of the things, and I don't remember if we talked about this last week, what I find interesting is that whenever the woman picks the man, those are the ones that last the longest.
Okay.
Versus when the man picks the woman.
Men have no good pickers. We have to pick them, ladies. Choose them, first of all.
Well, I think that's why Bumble came about.
Oh, right. And she came from Tinder. You know that.
Yes. But then women started hating it because they wanted to be in the feminine and have the man do the first reach out.
Yeah.
Ladies, by the way, there's still a way to have the man lead the conversation. Just because you're on Bumble and you have to have the first hit doesn't mean that you have to lead the conversation. You can still be in the feminine, but it goes back to the conversation flow. And by the way, like when I coach people, a lot of times I'll look in the Bumble accounts and I will see your conversations. And I can't tell you how many times I look and it looks like a LinkedIn Q&A session.
Oh,
it's so boring.
It's so boring.
So just like what we're seeing on the show, I see in real life and I see it in your dating profile. So if that is you, definitely contact me. Like I'll do an audit and then I'll say, okay, like if I wasn't here and you were just going to answer and also just have like a conversation online, what would you do? And a big mistake, and I'll just call out one big mistake that I see a lot of people make, is that they'll do this lofty intro like, "Hey, how are you? How was your weekend?" Do not do that.
I'm so bored.
And then how are you supposed to answer that?
I don't know.
Right?
I just ignore.
It was good. How about you?
Yeah.
Wah, wah. And then it dies.
Yeah.
So instead, I'll give you a little tip. Find something in the profile that you find interesting or that you're curious about and ask about it.
Okay.
Because then you're starting with a detail. It shows that you're actually caring and you're reading the profile, and that can solicit a more interesting conversation. Okay.
So Lena says that Bumble is for beta men. Is that correct?
Oh, Lena. I love it. You know what? First of all, I would love to know how you're defining a beta man.
Okay.
Because everyone nowadays, I'm seeing different definitions of what a beta man is. So, Lena, I would love to know your definition of a beta man, but I will go off the kind of generic one.
Yeah.
And beta men, a lot of times people refer to who are a little more passive. And then they let like the woman lead and they're like kind of waiting for approval and they're not like showing up and being more assertive, right? I mean, Lena, beta men are everywhere. I'm sorry to say that. It's not just Bumble.
But if you want a beta man, then go.
Exactly.
Would you go to Bumble? Actually, if you want a beta man, would you go to Bumble, or are there whatever the opposite of masculine men on Bumble as well? Alpha men.
Alpha men.
Sorry, yeah.
There's alpha men on Bumble. There's alpha men on Tinder. There's alpha men on Match. Like,
so it's not only for
but to her point, like just the mere like concept of Bumble, I think speaks to, well, now a woman has to make the move.
Yeah.
Ladies, you can throw out the first hit and you can still like be in your feminine and attract an alpha man if that's what you're into, and you can attract a beta man if that's what you're into. So I think these days it really doesn't matter. Bumble has just gotten really popular and there's just so many people on it now.
Yes. Okay.
What's the other?
Pamela says, what time does this start in Central Time Zone? Okay, so 6 o'clock. We're 4 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, and we were super late, so
we
sorry
were late today because we were trying to get everything together in the mansion. Sorry, we couldn't check into we couldn't check into the mansion right away. So we had to set up as quick as possible. So we're sorry that we were a few minutes late today, but we will try to be on time as much as we can in the future.
Yes, and please tune in. I love that you're here live, and thanks for asking questions. This just makes it more juicy and fun, and this is why I am doing this podcast, because Charisma Quotient, I record everything. I can't really see you and talk to you, so this is awesome. And again, so Tuesday normally is Real Talk Tuesday, and this is where I do the dating questions. We're kind of combining them this week because of the retreat. And then every Thursday is when I am in the studio with Allie and we are like reviewing reality TV. Right now we're doing the Golden Bachelor. Yay. And how reality TV meets real life dating lessons.
Yes. Okay, let's see. High Pointer Catcher says hi from Scottsdale. Thanks for inviting him to the event. Okay, well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate that. Okay, put your questions in the comments. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So anywhere that you want to put a question, we can answer it. Let's talk about, there was a clip that started going viral, and it was from that show called Desperate Housewives.
Oh, and that little show.
And so it was a great show back in the day. It was fun. So Gabby is like the cute Latina, and she is married to Carlos. And they're sitting at the table, and a girl comes down the stairs. I don't know who it is. It's a niece or someone. I haven't seen the show in years, but it's just a viral clip. And she's talking to a guy, and she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we'll meet later. Okay. And then she sits down, and Gabby's character is like, oh, you got shot down, huh? And the girl's like, no. And she's like, yeah, you did, or something. And the girl's like, all right, what's your advice? And she's like, you're busy. You're unavailable. Because she's like, oh, maybe we'll meet here and maybe we'll meet there. And she's like, you're not available. And she's like, Carlos, I made him come to my fashion show 5 times before I even looked at him. And then she's like, and then our first date, I had canceled because I was sick. I wasn't sick. Carlos is like, you weren't sick? What are you talking about? Like, but the whole point is like, Gabby made him chase by ignoring him, being mean to him, not talking to him, canceling dates. And she was like, how do you think I got this one? And he's like, what? He's like, I lost the boat deposit that day for our first date. She's like, shut up, honey. Like, it's a funny scene.
That's funny.
But it is really true that we do see some mean girls or unavailable women getting men in this way. So what are your thoughts on that type of like trying to get a man by, or a woman by being super unavailable and really making them chase?
That is such a good question. And it's a topic I think, oh gosh, we could have a whole episode.
I'm sure, yeah.
No, this is really, really great. Okay, so I will start out by saying that I feel that men and women have responsibility in approachability and availability. Like, it's not just the woman's job to be available. It's not just the man's job. Like, we all have to be energetically available.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there was a study that was done, and they said actually the number one trait where both men and women deemed as attractive was availability. And that actually shocked me. Like, I thought it would be, looks or, and certainly other things were there.
Yeah.
But availability was the number one.
Okay.
Now, there's different kinds of availability, right? There's emotional availability.
Right.
There's physical availability. That, like if you're physically in the same hometown, but there's also like an energy availability.
Yeah.
Like if you're working so much and you're not literally like time, like you don't have the time for that. So you have to, again, I'm not the cookie cutter approach coach. It's not one size fits all. Like, everyone has differences. So the first question is, and I didn't see that, but it's a good discussion, is that, are you really available? Are you available for a relationship? Are you available for dating? And what is it that you are available for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're only available once a week and you just want a travel buddy, then call that out as it is. And that's what you try to get. Mm-hmm. If you are looking for like a long-term partner where you want to spend a lot of time with and cultivate with, but then you're not available in any way, shape, or form, then you're going to attract a lot of unavailable situations or people. Mm-hmm. So I think it's doing a self-audit first on what that looks like for you, and then also your goals.
Yeah.
Now, besides that, let's address what this clip was about. So there's this book that I recommend to all my clients. It's Why Men Love Bitches.
Yes. Okay. Tell us everything.
And it's good. It's a great book. If you haven't, and it's a little old school. So if you're younger than 40, you might be like, I hate this book because it is a little tongue-in-cheek, and she does have a lot of old school references. Okay. But the premise is spot on. Yeah. It's not about being a bitch. It's about setting boundaries. Okay. And so really what we're talking about, it's not so much the availability. It's about setting boundaries and letting people earn you. And there's a pacing with that. When it's like men, I hate the word chase, but ultimately men do want to pursue. Like we want, both of men and women want to feel earned. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is. And when it's too easy and too mushy and too soon, too fast, there's a subconscious thing with that where then it doesn't feel attractive because it almost feels too easy. Mm-hmm. It's weird. But then you also don't want to be like the bitch or the asshole, excuse my language, where you're just not nice. But I will say, and then I want your opinion, is that there was a study done also that the relationships that stuck the most is when the man is pursuing the woman hard and the woman in the beginning isn't that interested. So there's something about that dynamic.
So that's the Desperate Housewives.
Right. So that's a long tail answer, but I just wanted to dissect it because there's different aspects of availability.
And it depends on your personality too. Like some people act that way naturally. Some people aren't as addicted to their phones. And then some people are like, why haven't you answered me every 5 minutes? And so it is like different personality types. But I think being emotionally available with boundaries is important. And I think that's actually something you have to learn. When you don't have boundaries and you don't know you don't have boundaries, then you can easily get taken advantage of. Yeah. And so I think that's really important, like you said. And being a bitch is not I'm an asshole person, but it is, I have boundaries for myself and you can't cross them until you've earned the right to come into this emotional, physical space.
Well, and I see this play out a lot with people who are over caretakers. And by the way, I mean, I'm a recovering over caretaker. Being a therapist, obviously, like I fell into this camp for sure. And I know, Allie, you and I talk about this all the time, is that sometimes when you're a caring, giving person,
Empathic.
yeah, you don't set those boundaries for yourself. And so you almost like give yourself away too much, too soon, too fast. And you don't allow that pacing and time for people to really get to earn kind of the juicy part of you, which is the caretaker. It's not about not being a caretaker. I just want to be really clear.
Yeah.
It's really more about that sense of earning.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm trying to see the comments. Pamela said no one. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. Oh, we've got Doug here. Hi, Doug.
Oh, Doug. Hi.
Usually we podcast from his studio, but unfortunately we couldn't be there tonight because we're here. Let's see.
And we invited you, Doug, but you couldn't come.
Yes, you were invited. And then Pamela says, or peg. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Is that about having boundaries?
No.
Oh, okay.
We asked who Mel would pick, and she said no one or peg.
Yes.
Right,
okay,
Pamela?
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you for chiming in.
Oh, so she says peg. Interesting. I'd love to know why.
Well,
or what about peg you think?
Yeah. Put in the comments, Pamela, why. I'll say why I think is because he lit up around her this episode. He lit up like I haven't seen him light up. He's been so stoic. The last time I saw him light up like that was when he was playing football with the guys at home with someone's family. Like he likes guys more than girls. Like he's a guy's guy. He's not a girl's guy. So like seeing him light up at football, I've seen once, and then seeing him light up with Peg, now I've seen it twice. So it's like, that's what I saw.
Well, he lights up with Peg for sure. Like even when they went dancing together in that first episode that we saw them go on their adventure together.
Yeah.
And he's always saying, Peg is a lot of fun. She's so easy. I mean, again, I think there's always, and again, this has to do with dating in real life. Like you'll meet people who fulfill different things in you, like you might find somebody who brings out the play in you, but then they're not as emotional. And then there might be someone you're more sexually attracted to, but then they're not as fun, So again, it's finding the person that meets the 4 C's and if you don't know what that is, then you'll have to rewind and find that out. Anyway, do we have another question? I feel like.
So I know. Am I missing some? I'm trying to scroll through. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we got them all actually. Okay, so I want to hear.
One popped up over here.
I know. So I just realized we're learning as we go that we can feature a comment there. So we're featuring Pamela's right now. So Pamela, we would love to hear from you. If you want to give your opinion, we'll read your chat out loud here. But I actually think we got to all the questions. So if you guys have a question, you can still pop them in the chat because we have a little bit more time left here before we're going out in Temecula tonight.
Yes, we are. We're definitely going to a wine tasting place where we can grab a whole box of wine for our people here at the retreat.
Yes, if you come on Kimmy's retreat, there will be wine. So that's the good news.
Yes. But you don't have to drink wine either.
You don't have to partake.
Yeah, I think what I'm excited about for this retreat is that just having everybody have fun. I know it sounds so just basic, but like how many of you are actually having fun in your life?
On a regular basis.
Yeah. I mean, we all had it when we were kids. And I just feel like as we get older and we age, we get so busy and we get bogged down with responsibilities and work that we forget to have fun. Mm-hmm. And that's what I really appreciate about these retreats and it's just magical to see people who are kind of like a ball of stress or they're in their head dancing in the streets and they're going to be wearing something while they're, I'm not going to say what it is because then if they're watching, I want it to be a surprise.
Okay, I'll take video of it for later.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and Allie, she does all the B-roll. And
I'll do all the social media. So check out Kimmy's Instagram.
Yes.
We'll be posting content there. We'll do some stories, some behind the scenes at Kimmy Seltzer on Instagram. And then we'll post lots of reels and stuff after the fact as well.
Yeah, and just go to @Kimmy Seltzer on all the socials because we'll post there. Well, as we wrap up, is there any other themes that we wanted to talk about that got brought out in the show or maybe just, dating in real life?
Yeah, I mean, the Golden Bachelor is an interesting study because, we've talked about this, how some of them, like the Nicoles that got eliminated, were out there for, she wants to be an influencer, and some of them are really there for love. So my hope is that they do find love, but my prediction is that they're going to continue dating, but I don't think that there's going to be a ring. What is your prediction?
I can see it going either way, either no ring or Cindy. That's
Okay.
how I'm kind of
Okay,
looking
that's your
at
prediction.
it.
What are your predictions?
What are
Put
your
them in the comments. We
predictions?
want to hear from you guys, because, well, Pamela said Peg, and that's exactly, Pamela, where I was leaning towards until on the last episode. But then if I look at it as a whole, I'm not sure. I'm still thinking he's going to go with Cindy.
The jury is still out. Well, and I think the other thing that I was thinking about, just like with all of these love shows, and then we have to decide what show that we're going to
do.
Okay,
so send us a message. Yes. You can go to datingrealtalk.com. You can enter a question, but what show should we cover next? I just started by Kimmy's assignment watching Married at First Sight, which I was like so not into, and now I'm hooked, and I'm like, what? I need more of this. And again, in Married at First Sight, their questions were so boring. Like, there's one couple on one of the episodes, and it's just literally about, like, are we a fit for each other based on all the most boring checkbox life things. And it's not, they've never played Never Have I Ever. Go play a drinking game. Loosen the F up. Like, oh my God. I'm so bored.
We will have a game.
We'll loosen you. If you come on Kimmy's retreats, you'll loosen up. All right. Not in that way. I mean, I don't think anyone.
And you don't need alcohol to loosen up, by the way. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is that I'm very excited about this too, is I have had the pleasure of interviewing two previous Golden Bachelor, not bachelorettes, but they were contestants in the first season, and they're on my podcast, so you can catch that at Charisma Quotient. Natasha Hardy was my first one, and then I'm about to release another one. Her name is Renee, and she was a honey bear, and oh my God, this interview was amazing because she really revealed a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
I'm excited.
But one thing that I will say that every woman keeps saying is that no matter what, they were so happy to find each other as friends that when you're single, especially later in life, it can feel really lonely, and it's hard when you're surrounded with a bunch of married folks, and just having that camaraderie. They all are still total BFFs, which is so great. And then the second thing that all of them said is that they gained so much sexy confidence.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what she teaches.
Yeah. And because really at the end of the day, it didn't, and they all said it, like, they didn't care about Gary or Mel. They were just so happy to find themselves and that they finally put themselves out there. And that is something that I want for everybody. And again, success lies within you. Maybe you don't want to have a partner, but when you feel good about yourself, anything can happen. It starts with you.
So we went to, when I was in Nashville, we went to, on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day, I can't remember, we went to the Soho House Valentine's party, and everyone's like, oh, maybe I'll meet someone. It was all beautiful women, 2 men, 1 gay. So all the women just became best friends, and we had like a little social circle for a while that were just like all good friends because we all bonded at the event. So sometimes it's just about finding more people who want to do the same things as you, have the same interests as you, are in the same life stage as you. And if you don't have that, go make some friends because they make all the difference.
Yeah. And when you have friends like that, that also gives you more opportunities to go out and meet people who you possibly want to date or whatever. Because one of the things when we're also going to talk about this at the retreat, how to create a dating plan, like a business plan in your own hometown, because it's not enough to just go online. Like you need to put yourself out there. And in fact, I would argue that if that's all you're doing, the burnout is high because you're not doing any real life high touch interaction. And even just having a good set of wing gals that you can go out with and commiserate with and have fun with, there's an energy that also you bring to the table. And also like just having like interests, like you and I totally have the same interests.
I know.
So when we go out on the
AKA wine, just kidding.
I think they're going to think we have a problem, and we totally don't. We didn't even drink tonight. And Oh, we're frozen. Are we frozen?
Well, we'll find out later.
Oh, at least it was a cute freeze.
Oh,
frame.
hopefully, yeah.
But when you have similar interest too, that's when like it's almost like bees to honey. Like when we go out together, we meet a ton of people.
Oh,
together.
yeah, we do.
Yeah. And so that's something that's really, really important to have in your life. So when you're going to an event, don't just think about hunting for somebody that you can date. Who else is in the room? How can you get curious about that person? Because maybe that person can bring you to the next place where you end up meeting someone. I look at dating as networking, just like business.
Yeah. Yeah, just like every client I've ever gotten is usually because of networking. And so why wouldn't it be the same with dating?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I think then we should look at Married at First Sight.
Okay.
As our next one.
That's a good one.
If that's something that you want us to review. We haven't done Love is Blind. I know it's kind of past, but I was obsessed with it this season because I go to Denver often. It was a Denver cast, but I'm halfway through the reunion and oh my God, like you think drama is high. Did anyone see Love is Blind reunion? I mean, so I'll hold off.
Was it like a Real Housewife reunion?
Those are juicy. My God, it was like, yeah, no, it was the claws came out for sure.
Okay.
So it was interesting, but yeah, even if we're not doing that, I think we can also review movies.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of also shows out there that's around love and romance. I think would be fun to dissect as well.
Well, yeah, go to datingrealtalk.com and send in what do you want us to review, and we'll do that. And of course, you can send your questions anytime at that link as well.
All right. Well, if any last minute questions, going once, going twice. Okay, if that's it, we're going to go wine tasting.
Yes, let's go into Temecula.
Again, this is Dating Real Talk, bringing you like live at this Golden Bachelor mansion. We will be back in the studio next week. Make sure you go to datingrealtalk.com and just ask your questions if you can't be here live, but please come live. We love, 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 love this. And also keep it fun, keep it flirty, and most of all, keep it real.
See you next time.
Bye.